Does the defense have any further evidence?
No, Your Honor. The defense rests.
And then we come to the time when the attorneys can give their summation, their final argument, and we'll start with the people.
May I first request a time check?
The people have 5 minutes and 42 seconds for closing, and the defense has 6 minutes and 17 seconds.
Thank you.
May it please the court?
Yes. Please go ahead.
O'Kennedy followers like Thompson don't deserve to live. The defendant's words months before Mr. Thompson was killed. Someone should kill idiots like you. The defendant's words days before Mr. Thompson was killed. You'll get what's coming to you. Moments before Mr. Thompson was killed. Here's my chance. The defendant said as he followed Mr. Thompson to a secluded area of Acorn Park with his walking stick in hand. Your Honor, the defendant told you himself. He saw his chance on September 14th, 2017, and he took it. The people have charged the defendant, Casey Davidson, with the first-degree murder of Alex Thompson. To meet our burden, we had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation killed Alex Thompson. Your Honor, willfully means that the defendant intended to kill. And you heard on the stand today by both experts in today's case that Alex Thompson was hit twice. If the defendant didn't intend to kill with the first blow, he did with the second. Your Honor, deliberate means that the defendant weighed out his options and decided to act in that moment on September 14th, 2017, and the defendant told you himself that that was his chance. Your Honor, for premeditated, not only do we have the comments made by the defendant months, days, and moments leading up to the time that he murdered Alex Thompson, but we also know that the defendant was stalking Alex Thompson. You heard from Detective Carroll and from Morgan Bonderman today that in the 2 weeks leading up to Mr. Thompson's death, the defendant was seen outside of his warehouse late at night. Your Honor, for months the defendant was planning this murder, and on September 14th, 2017, he took his walking stick, he saw his chance, and he killed Alex Thompson. Your Honor, that walking stick that the defendant just told you today on the stand belongs to him was found at the murder scene next to Alex Thompson's body, covered in his blood. Your Honor, there is no other item in this case that has Mr. Thompson's skin cells on it, Mr. Thompson's blood in that amount on it, and the defendant's fingerprints. And Your Honor, we know that there was a blood smear on that walking stick that belonged to the defendant that is consistent with one that's on his shirt. Because the defense is trying to have you believe that the blood that was on the defendant's clothing was from a nosebleed, but Your Honor, what we heard in today's case is that the defendant was wearing a sweatshirt over his shirt when Mr. Thompson was punched. We have photographs of that shirt. There's blood on it, and not only is there blood spatter, but there is a blood smear. The defense's expert told you himself. That smear must have been from a long object, and that long object was the defendant's walking stick that he wiped on his shirt after he killed Alex Thompson, because his walking stick was his prized possession. Your Honor, what you heard in today's case from the defendant is that every time that he got into a physical argument with Alex Thompson, he just pushed it aside as in self-defense. Because, Your Honor, the defendant doesn't want you to know that for a year and months and days leading up to September 14th, 2017, he got into physical arguments with Alex Thompson. And he was combative on the stand today because he doesn't want you to know that his walking stick was found at the murder scene because he walked it there when he followed Alex Thompson, when he saw his chance to act. Your Honor, we ask that you find Casey Davidson guilty as charged. Thank you.
Yeah,